What's up, guys? It's KB. Make sure you subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Click the bell icon down below so you don't miss a single video from us. And thanks for tuning in to another video from Underground Sports Philadelphia. Now let's get into it.
Philadelphia, baby, you're gonna love it. Best sports fans in the world. Actually, the worst, but that's what makes them the best.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome into episode number 615 of Underground Sports Philadelphia, presented by the City of Vineland. It's KB coming at you from Underground Studios and joining me like he does whenever he feels like popping up, but mostly on Sundays into Mondays to get your week started right. It's the People's Champ, the host with the most, and he's looking like a 21 Savage song, Red Rum, because that's how Boston pronounces room. It's Mr. Patty Pitts.
How we doing? It is actually. That was the
Disgusting.
number one thing. That was the number one thing I was critiqued on at Quinnipiac.
As you should be.
No, but it wasn't the. I mean, you had the stupid old like Pakakan Harvard. Yeah, I hate that one. That's like a big pet peeve. But the room was like I'm so lost. It was the one where I was actually legitimately lost that I thought I was in the right. So.
It's like pronouncing Zoom Zum.
No, it's not. Don't you? No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, same
That
concept.
just sounds ridiculous.
Exactly.
No, don't you make me put my feet in my own mouth. No, you're doing it. You caught me off guard there.
I gotcha. Ladies and gentlemen,
Darn.
we got him.
Got me slipping, as these kids say.
We got a good one on deck for you guys, but before we get into everything, make sure you're following us on the socials. I know we got a lot of new followers since you want to talk about the People's Champ. AJ Brown popped off on the old local radio station. We've got a few new followers since then, so go follow us on the socials: Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads at Underground PHI, Facebook.com/Underground Sports PHI, and twitch.tv/Underground Sports PHI. You can follow Pitsy on Twitter at Pat_Pitts and on Instagram and Threads at Pitsy35. You can follow me on Twitter at KBIZZL311 and on Instagram and Threads KBIZZLE11. Subscribe to the podcast feed, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts in audio form. Leave a 5-star rating and review. Pitsy, tell them to leave a 5-star rating.
5 Cinco. Leave 5-star reviews. Do you know how important it is? It's so every little vote matters.
It's as the kids say, massive.
It's massive. It is massive.
So leave a 5-star rating and review. Helps the show continue to grow. Helps more people find Underground Sports Philadelphia and all of our shows on the network. So leave a 5-star rating and review. And, of course, subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel, youtube.com/@Underground Sports Philadelphia. I know it's been kind of wonky with the scheduling, trying to catch back up from me being away in Virginia for the PLL Champ Series. But we're getting up to speed. We're slowly but surely getting there, and everything should be back on the normal schedule, hopefully, by the beginning of this coming week, by the time you guys are listening to this. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/@Underground Sports Philadelphia. It really does help us continue to grow, hit new milestones. And it's where you get this show in video form twice a week. You get every show on our network in video form. You get live streams, original video content, shorts, clips, you name it. If it's a video, it's on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@Underground Sports Philadelphia. Let's get to 800 subscribers before, we got to hit 800 before Pitsy's in town.
Oh, you have to before Pitts comes to Philly. Oh my God, my brother's got to show me love. Come on,
gotta make that happen. Keep subscribing. YouTube.com/@Underground Sports Philadelphia, and of course, this show is presented by the City of Vineland, and the City of Vineland Municipal Calendar features city-organized, city-sponsored, and city-affiliated events that are of public interest. The calendar, which is accessible at vinelandcity.org, is a good way for residents and visitors to build awareness, remain engaged with city government, and participate in local events. You can also follow the City of Vineland on social media via their Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube pages. And through these tools, you can stay connected to the community and get important announcements about programs and services offered by the city. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season. And big thank you to Security 21 Security Systems and Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated for their continued support of this podcast. Patty Pitts, we have another people's champ. Not only are the Arkells the people's champs, not only is that your introduction, but A.J. Brown, Philadelphia Eagles wide receiver, is certainly the people's champ. It's brought to you by our pals over at PHI Apparel Company, our exclusive merch partners who offer the best merch in the game. From Eagles, Phillies, Flyers, Sixers, Union, Underground Sports Philadelphia, podcast, franchise, merch, and of course, any like unique Philly design you can think of, it's on there. They just re-released their St. Patrick's Day merch, so go get that before it's too late because it's right around the corner. Gotta be ready to be styling for St. Patty's Day and Selection Sunday at that. Go to phiapparel.co so you can stand out in the crowd. And when you go to checkout, use code UNDERGROUND for 10% off your merch orders. It's the most effective and direct way to support everything we're doing here at Underground Sports Philadelphia. So go to phiapparel.co and use code UNDERGROUND for 10% off your merch orders. Pitts, A.J. Brown did the unthinkable. He took to his no longer hacked Twitter account that I don't know why people thought it was a burner account. I guess because people can't decipher between the blue checks and the non-blue checks anymore. Thanks, Elon. But they thought A.J. Brown's official Twitter account was a burner account. It is not. It's his official account. He got it back and posted a clip that WIP posted that certainly made Spike Eskin look absolutely terrible and was tired of the BS. And he called into WIP this past week and set the record straight, stood on business. I made like a 4-minute recap video that is on our Instagram right now. And I truly could not be more of a fan of a player on a football team right now than I am of A.J. Brown because of this. The fact that he had, like, he said it himself, I had the balls to call into this show today while he's on the show to call out WIP for their ridiculous tropes, fabricated storylines, ridiculous hypotheticals, which, Pitsy, I don't know if you knew this, but a hypothetical is a hypothesis. And what they taught you in school, a hypothesis is made up.
Hold on. Let me get my notes. Let me get my notebook. All right. What did you say? It's a hypothesis or a hypothetical, you said.
A hypothetical comes from making a hypothesis, which when you're making a hypothesis, you are guessing. And when you're guessing, more than likely, that's a made up type of situation.
Making hypothesis. Most likely guessing. Okay. Thank you. All right.
There you go. You learned that in grade school, kids.
I did. You know, that was one thing I did learn in 6th grade science class. Was all about hypothesis. I almost said hypotenuses. That's a different class.
That's math class.
That's a different class.
But you know, it was kind of a bummer that Spike Eskin was not on the station on Friday when AJ called in. I know he's not full time currently at WIP. He's still working in New York at WFAN, but like you kind of knew AJ was calling it. You had an inkling that it was going to happen. At least be there virtually or something to stand on your take that you presented that provoked AJ to call into the show and call you out on your bullshit. So the fact that WIP threw out former Philadelphia Eagle Ike Reese as kind of like the human meat shield to all of this, where Ike really didn't do anything wrong outside of calling Spike out for his bullshit, which I was like, that's kind of dumb that Ike didn't like have a pushback to it. But AJ wasn't fucking around, man. It was awesome to listen. It was 20 minutes of just pure calling out a radio station that is the flagship station of the Philadelphia Eagles. It is where all the games are broadcast. They have a partnership with the team. Like, they do so much with the team, and they're out here talking about, oh, we don't make things up. Well, Ike, I'm here to tell you, and I love Ike Reese. I think he's very good at his job. He's one of the few people at WIP that I think does a great job there. Ike, I'm here to tell you, your specific show put out a poll on January 18th asking if you were the Eagles, would you trade A.J. Brown for Patrick Surtain from the clouds? There was no rumor about that. There was no report about that. Yeah. And it just came out of nowhere. And your specific show's Twitter account put that poll out there, and national media ran with it. You have Kay Adams asking A.J. Brown about it during Super Bowl week. Like, is there a trade coming? Like, and then AJ's going to be AJ and not go into the bullshit.
No bullshit.
He's like, it's a business. I'm happy to be here. And that's what he said on WIP too. I don't want to go anywhere. I'm happy where I'm at. I'm good where I'm at. I love Philly. Told anybody making up stories needs to get another job, which was hilarious.
That's the one thing that I really loved about this was that for so long now, it's just these media heads are not really held accountable. They just say what they want, and
they feel like they're indestructible.
They can. Oh, there are thousands. The networks can shield them all up and all that nonsense. But now you have AJ Brown taking matters into his own hands and being like, "No, you just made this up out of your own sheer will, and because you just needed clicks, you needed views, all this." And I'm here to tell you, as AJ Brown, the player, that everything's fine. If they do end up trading me, it's not because I hate it here or because I hate the Phillies.
Newsflash, everyone. He's not getting traded.
There's no fucking reason, Kyle. That's the other thing. There's no fucking reason.
First, from a business perspective, if you tried to even trade AJ Brown, it'd be $42 million in dead cap.
That is the dumbest thing.
What is the first thing that Howie Roseman hates as a GM? Is not having cap space.
Yeah. Like, it's ridiculous. So, to me, like, it's shout out AJ Brown.
Secondly, why would AJ even want to get traded when he's playing football with his best friend in the entire world, aka Jalen Hurts?
Yeah, and not only that, it's a team with a quarterback. If you're going somewhere to get traded, most likely that team is rebuilding or trying to find a quarterback to pair you with.
Came here to play with Jalen and to win.
Like, it's so dumb what they will say for for attention. It's insane to me. That's why, like, I just don't get it.
I love the quote from AJ too. He said, "I'm the type of person that stands up to the bully. That's why I called into the show."
It's a great quote.
Calling the team's flagship radio station the bully. He also said, not just your show, but the media here, like, and the station and everything. Every story you guys put out, every topic you're talking about is negative all the time. He's like, you're supposed to be championing us. You're supposed to be behind us and wanting us to succeed, but it's never like that. He said it's always like we have to try to prove ourselves to you to even show that we're good at our jobs, and that shouldn't be the case.
No, it shouldn't. I went to school for 4 years. All negativity drives ratings. That's the whole purpose of it, which sucks. And as someone who is more on the positive side and actually turns away and turns off the news because it's so negative, you when you're supporting a team like that and covering a team, you want to be as positive as possible. You want to boost them up because they're going to see how great their, the words are that they're getting, that it's only going to want to make them, live up to that expectation. And here's the thing. You could also make the argument of, well, yeah, what about, something board material. Bulletin board, thank you. Bulletin board material. And that fuels. Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, look at the Patriots. But then it also works negatively in your favor because it's like, oh, look what we said about you when you got here. It's like, yeah, but you were trashing us. It's a complete difference. So when you do that, it's a double-edged sword. Why not just go the route that everyone wants, more positive, and then they're going to want to do stuff for your station. They're going to want to call in every week or something to have a segment. Like, it's the biggest ass backwards logic that I've seen for so long, and I have tuned out of it so much to the point where it's just like anytime you see an inkling of it, it just makes you kind of your stomach hurt.
And it's like I mentioned this in my breakdown video. Ike brought up not speaking to the media. because AJ stopped talking to the media during the
Blame him.
season. And AJ was like, you want to know why? This is why. Because everything gets turned into what did AJ do? Not what the Eagles were doing, this, that, and the third. And I said, as a member of the media myself, for our company, covering 2 teams in Philadelphia and on a national level for 2 major sports leagues and working on more, it's a privilege to get to talk to players.
Absolutely.
If you're a member of the media, it's not a right to the job. I know we all have a job to do and everything. You know, you have to write a column, have a radio show, host a podcast, whatever it may be. It's not a right to have that access. It is such a privilege to be able to talk to players, talk to coaches, anybody involved with an organization to enhance your content. That is not part of the job. That is just a gift from those teams that they grant you that permission to talk to players and coaches.
Absolutely is. It absolutely is. They don't have to tell you anything. They don't have to even be there. It is more of a common courtesy that it's taken on the role of being mandatory, and it's not. You need to have a representative. That representative could be anyone from a player to a team representative who handles it. And you're lucky you're getting the latter of that with the player. You know, it makes no sense to me how this entitlement has got to a point where we have players having to legitimately call in and defend their honor during the offseason. They don't have to even do this right now. He can just say F you, flip the bird, and go on vacation with his family or girlfriend, wife. I really don't know his personal life, but he took the time to do that, and it's a shame it had to go to that level.
Yeah, I mean, it was just like, it was cool to see somebody stand up, and the fact that it was a player calling them out on their bullshit that we have been talking about for years. It's why we started this company. It's because we were tired of the tropes and the boring conversations and just the clickbaity bullshit that radio stations, newspapers, blogs, and all of that were putting out. And it's like, let's fucking do it ourselves. And you see the people, we have an awesome fan base, and we fucking love every single person that listens and watches this show every single week. You know, we've been able to get credentialed with sports teams. We've been able to elevate our content. We have people getting behind and following along with us now heavily during every single sports season. And that's what sports should be about. It's for fans, by fans, and we're not using callers to drive our content.
No,
because that's what radio has turned into. And I'm sure you can say the same thing about Boston radio. And I'm sure number one example and why he's not on radio anymore is fucking Kirk Minahan.
It's so fucking terrible.
Like, Kirk left because he got tired of the radio tropes.
It's so bad. Like, the callers have more of a say, and they kind of direct.
They should be getting paid the salaries that these hosts are getting paid.
Dude, it makes
it's free
more
labor.
Sense. And the thing is, the callers sometimes actually know more than these goddamn hosts. And the hosts just say stuff so that they can spark these callers to call in and then do the work themselves.
And then I don't know if it's the same way in Boston, but here, like, these stations, like WIP in particular, like, they have just turned these callers into like these micro celebrities that out of the clouds, people are like referring to these people by their caller name. Like, fucking, I shouldn't know who Butch from Manayunk or Chuck in Mount Airy or all of these people are.
Dude, that sounds like they're just made up, and you're saying it.
And there used to be rules. There used to be rules to calling into radio back in the day.
Civilized.
We used to be a society that was proper. Like, you used to only be able to call in once a week, one show per week. Now, and then it got elevated to where you could call in one show, like one call per show. And now it's like these guys are just calling in. Like, it's like, do they have jobs?
No.
Do these people have jobs that they're calling in? Like, go down to the radio station and host it yourself at this point.
You probably have a better
maybe Odyssey wouldn't be bankrupt at that point because then they'd be having free labor.
It would be free. It's volunteer work. Like, that's what it is at the end of the day.
So they're trying to graduate high school still. Gotta get the volunteer hours.
get the volunteer hours, and then you can do that during the day, and then go and get your GED at night. It really just all works out in the end.
Like, we shouldn't know who these people are yet. People like, dude, it's ridiculous. At my day job, there's a WIP caller who comes in and has merch for his character that he is on the radio.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Like, I forget, I don't remember his name, but like his whole thing is like, say what? And he has merch that says "say what" on it.
That's
he
a
wears
caller.
all the time.
That is a caller. You're saying
a caller to
Yeah.
WIP.
Like, I have better merch ideas than a goddamn caller, and the fact that they're using a caller for merch ideas is absolutely ridiculous. That your hosts that you pay are not creative enough and innovative enough to come up with their own shit. It's infuriating. I have more creativity in my goddamn pinky than these faceless jamokes, jabronis that are sitting behind a desk calling the news. It's just absurd.
But yeah, it's ridiculous that like callers basically drive sports radio now. So like I said in my breakdown video, if you want good non-caller fueled sports analysis and you're a Philly sports fan and just fun discussion and banter, subscribe to this show. Subscribe to Underground Sports Philadelphia. Follow with us. We do awesome shit. If you're new to the show, you're a new subscriber. We started off as 4 friends who wanted to change the landscape of Philly sports back in 2018. And here we are 6 years later doing just that. We're a credentialed media outlet. We're out here, covering games from afar, up close. We're Philly season ticket holders. We're working on some other stuff in the mix. We've got 6 year-round podcasts on our network now. And we're just out here creating the best possible content for Philly sports fans, by fans, for fans, the way that it should be.
Exactly. That's literally the name.
And we bring in dudes like Patty Pitts who aren't even Philly sports fans and have adopted Philadelphia, even though for years they hated Philadelphia.
Listen, I'm a sports fan at heart. All right. I don't care who you are. And when I think of it, like, I've always thought of Philly as like Boston's little brother. So like,
dude, wait until we baptize you in the Delaware River, in the Schuylkill River, when you come down here to Philadelphia.
That would be absolutely hilarious. Like, sidebar, that would be absolutely hilarious of you taking my head and just hit the name of Delco and just like right there. In the name of the Eagles, in the name of the Sixers, in the name of the Phillies. And then like you go for the Flyers, but like they're rebuilt, so like not really yet. And I hate the Flyers, so that's why I like really pull up. You know what I'm saying? Be funny.
Oh, in the name of the cheesesteak, the John, and the Holy Ghost, amen. We ring the Liberty Bell.
I have to ring a bell. I have to go to the bell and just touch it or something. I'm gonna be like Patrick in the Jellyfish Museum, just like touch, no touch,
no touchy.
Come on, Jeffrey. Just takes.
Come on, Jeffrey.
Come on, Jeffrey.
But yeah, shout out to AJ Brown because he absolutely stood on business and spoke for every Philadelphia sports fan who was feeling the same exact way. Go follow your independent local media. Name of the game. AJ, come on this show because we love you, man.
We love you.
We pseudo broke the news of AJ Brown coming to Philadelphia.
The champ. In my drunken state dealing with the Patriots draft strategy, I had to take a leak. And on my way there, what do I see? The Eagles making breaking news.
Like Kyle, like yelling into the microphone.
And at that point, you can see in the thing, like, you guys are pissed, like, he's talking. Like, oh my God, we're trying to talk. And then you like, what? And then I say that, and both your faces just lit up. Like, oh my God, news. And
it's like my mood has changed.
I've done it. I've made the peeps happy.
Let's shift gears to speaking of the Phil spring training. It is brought to you by our pals Pitts over at FOCO.
Love our good pals at FOCO.
Our good pals at FOCO.
Put on the hat. Upstairs. Oh, no, it's upstairs. It's upstairs. I was wearing it today.
Look at me. I'm the captain now. FOCO, they are the best in the game. I can't wait to to break out the overalls, man. It's almost overall season.
Dude, you got to bring that out, the tailgate.
Almost
on the
overall
Hundo
season.
Pig.
Foco has you covered with your forever collectibles. You see Pitsy wearing the captain's hat all the time on this show. I'm looking at more Foco gear to get for this Phillies season. And they've got you covered for every season. Football, basketball, baseball, hockey, wrestling, soccer, college sports. Foco is the best. They've got officially licensed drinkware out there now with your favorite team's logos and colors on there.
That's awesome.
I'm looking right now just to peruse what they've got for the fight in Phil's. They've got some awesome bobbleheads. They've got Bryce Harper holding a Bryce Harper bobblehead. It's bobbleheadception.
That's incredible.
Which is
I love
unreal. They've got John Kruk throwing out his first pitch from the postseason in his overalls as a bobblehead.
Dude, that's office decor everyone needs.
They got the friendship bracelets. They've got just unbelievable stuff from top to bottom. They've got the mini big head bobbleheads, which are miniature bobbleheads of some of your favorite Phils in overalls, which looks awesome. Man, I need the Garrett Stubbs one. I need them to put that back in stock. Chief Vibes Officer, Garrett Stubbs. But they've got amazing collectibles for every fan, and Foco's got you covered. Go to foco.com, click the link in the description, click our link, and get your forever collectibles today. That's foco.com. Get your forever collectibles. Tweet them at Foco. They should repost you. They repost us all the time. I think I'm going to invest in the floral straw hat for the summer.
That's a good decision. I think that's very florally and summerly.
I think that's a must cop. But yeah, use our link in the description. Check out everything Foco has to offer. They've got a button-up shirt with Bryce Harper's face just all over
it. Okay. All right.
May have to invest.
That's for you, not for me.
May have to invest. Shout out to Foco. But Pitsy, the Phils. I got two things to say. 2 words. We're back.
Suck it. Oh, sorry. Wrong 2 words. I'm so in wrestling brain that, like you said, we got 2 words for you, and I went, suck it.
Yeah. We're back. I mean, might as well be. We're back. Phil.
Back. Oh, great. Good.
I have always said you can tell a team is going to win the World Series when they start spring training 2-0. And that's exactly what the Phillies have done.
That's a bold, okay.
That's fan analysis right there.
Phil analysis.
Fan analysis. Phillies win, as we record this on Sunday, 4-0 over the New York Yankees. We almost no-hit the Yankees in spring training. We threw a combined 1-hitter.
Pretty good. That's actually pretty good.
Combined 1-hitter between Nola, Mick Abel, top prospect, looking real nice. Matt Strom, our guy.
That's our guy. That is our guy. I love Matt Strom.
Gregory Soto, and we had a minor leaguer close it out, which was Austin Bryce, I think is his name.
That's a good name.
Brice. Bryce, baby.
Right.
But the Phils pitched really well. They hit a little bit. It was the Christian Pache game. He had multiple RBIs, hit a home run in this game, which is awesome to see because he's going to be a pivotal piece off the bench and probably, in the rotation in the outfield between left and center field with him and Marsh. But Phils, they won their first spring training game 14-13 over the Blue Jays. They had a 10-run inning, and they're looking good. They're looking good. Everybody hits. They're looking good, and it's just getting me more and more excited for the regular season. But the other big news that was discussed that came out today, shout out to @Phil's Tailgate on Twitter. They do a phenomenal job. It's Tyler Poitras running the account of curating like Phil's news that comes out, whether it's articles, radio hits, and they put it out there for everybody to do a great job. Shout out to them. Jason Stark, our guy from The Athletic, was on MLB Network Radio talking about the Phillies and their interest in one Jordan Montgomery, who we've been talking about a ton. I feel like we're back in 2018 again, banging hand over fist for Jake Arrieta. We're doing it for Jordan Montgomery now.
Sox are interested too. Just
Here's
a
the-
heads up.
Here's the quote from Jason Stark on MLB Network Radio. The Phillies have interest in Montgomery. They've had long-standing interest in him. At this point, what I'm hearing, Jordan Montgomery wants more money and either the same number of years or more years than Aaron Nola, who got a 5 or 6 year contract extension, not extension, but new contract this offseason. Yeah, 6 years. 6 years, 172 is what Aaron
He
Nola
wants
got.
around 7.
I cannot see the
Is he
Phillies
worth-
doing that when
That's a
they're
lot.
also trying to do this extension with Zach Wheeler, because that is priority number one, is getting
Yeah.
Wheeler extended. Follow-up quote. If it were a shorter deal, I think they would be extremely interested. I do think that Dave Dombrowski is monitoring this and in touch with Scott Boras on this, but I just can't see how it ever gets down into their range where they're comfortable doing it, even though they still, what I'm hearing, have money left to spend. But they might just spend it in July,
Oh,
aka
trade?
trade deadline.
yeah. There it is. I have a question about this. So, if you are Jordan Montgomery, you want the same amount of years and that type of contract. Well, if you're worried about extending him, couldn't you lessen the years a little bit and bump up the pay?
That's
And
what I'm
then when you
saying.
extend Wheeler, you backload his contract so
That's
that
what I'm
he
saying.
gets that makes more sense to me if you
Especially
wanna,
because late last night, or I should say early this morning at 2:35 a.m. Eastern time, we had a jet
it
pass
depends
and
on the
bomb.
person.
Cody Bellinger signed a 3-year, $80 million contract with the Chicago Cubs. So he's going back to
Oh,
Chi-Town.
that I missed that. I slept through that bomb.
So that was the first of the 3 big names left on the market between him, Snell, and Jordan
Cubs?
Montgomery.
Oh, he was
Cubs
named.
bring
He
him
was
back.
Yeah, he was
He was
named
with the
one
Cubs
of the
last
names.
year, and he's got opt-outs after each of the first 2 years. So if he plays well again, he could opt out, go back into free agency. I think that's the route that both Blake Snell and Jordan Montgomery have to go. They have to get a 1 to 2 year contract, maybe a 3-year contract with opt-outs for high money value, and go to a team where they think they can win. Because right now, as we record this, it's, by the time everyone's listening to this, it's February 26th. For context, in 2019, when it was a long, drawn out, free agency period, Bryce Harper signed on February 28th. So we're approaching to where Bryce signed with the Phillies a few years ago, 5 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels like it's been that type of offseason where we've been waiting for these big dominoes to fall. And that offseason was Manny Machado and Bryce Harper. I feel like you gotta kind of figure things out before you're in March and now you're trying to get revved up as a pitcher, especially. And then, you're trying to get your spring training innings in and, maybe now you're a little bit behind and you got to start the season a little bit slower than you would traditionally.
Yeah, I feel like if you were a pitcher, wouldn't you want to sign earlier into spring training rather than later? Because I feel like it's a lot more work for a pitcher to get ready for a season rather than a batter. And then, fielder, just all that. But, pitcher, it's a mentality, mindset, team, do they have a bullpen where if you are struggling that day can only go 4? Do they have a long bullpen to bail you out? There's a lot of questions like that they have to think of, and they should be answered by now.
And here's the thing, too. Jordan Montgomery's never thrown 200 innings in a season in his career, where Aaron Nola has done that consistently in every full season that he's been healthy, and there hasn't been a shortened season.
Okay.
Nola's thrown 200-plus innings. Nola also has a career 31.7 wins above replacement. Not that that's the end-all, be-all. But to put it in perspective, Jordan Montgomery's career wins above replacement is 12.5. It's a big difference there.
That is a big difference.
Jomo's best season arguably was last year. So obviously you're going to pay him off of what you expect in the future, but also from what he was able to accomplish last year between the Cardinals and the Texas Rangers more specifically. Jordan Montgomery's a great pitcher. I like him a lot. I think he would be a perfect fit on this Phillies team, but you can't pay him what you're paying Nola. He's
No.
also older than Nola.
Is he really? How about how much?
Yeah, Jordan Montgomery is, I'll tell you right now. Jordan Montgomery's 31 and will be, what is his birthday? He just turned 31 in December, so this will be his age 31 season.
Mhm.
Aaron Nola is 30. This is technically his age 30 season, if I'm not mistaken, with how things
Okay,
work.
so not much of a difference.
And
It's like
Nola turns 31 in June.
okay.
So
Okay,
this is
so
technically
there's a
Nola's
little bit
age
different.
30 season.
Yeah, and it's 30 is a tough year too. That's like that bridge year. I don't know. That's a lot of similarities there, and I'm just like, for the 100 the innings pitched speaks to me, but then also you have Jordan Montgomery who has a World Series under his belt,
That
and
just happened this year.
but
And I
still
mean,
that adds
Nola has pitched in a World Series.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like it adds more to his value because of that,
Jordan Montgomery has also had injury history, so you got to also
and then
calculate
that brings it back down.
So I mean,
Brings
there's a
down.
lot of variables in this. I would love Jordan Montgomery on this team. I think he fits so well with the rotation, because then you can go Wheeler, Montgomery, Nola, Ranger Suarez, Taijuan Walker, and you go right, left, right, left, right.
I'm a big fan of that. I'm a big fan of.
Or you can go your traditional Wheeler, Nola, and then Montgomery, Ranger Suarez, Taijuan Walker, and go right, right, left, left, right. And it's still, I mean, either way you dice it up, it's a nasty rotation.
Yeah, that was pretty nasty. I agree with you.
And in the playoffs, you'd go 1, 2, 3 of Wheeler, Nola, Montgomery.
Oh, beautiful.
And still have postseason icon Ranger Suarez in the back ready to fucking decimate you.
Money. That's a good rotation. It's a very good rotation.
There's a lot to look at. Let's take a look at the MLB free agents that are still on the board, because there's a lot.
Yeah, there always is every year, like right around this time. There's still a lot. They don't wrap it up like NFL.
What do you think of this? I saw somebody bring this up. I forget who it was, so I apologize. Do you think baseball needs a free agent deadline?
Is there one for any other sport?
No.
No, I don't think there should be a deadline. It's more, I think there needs to be more buzz. There's not enough buzz around it like there are the other sports.
I think there's a
And
lot of
that's
buzz for it. It's just it stalls so long because Scott Boras, and I think Scott Boras is phenomenal at his job. He's trying to get his guys their money. He runs like he's the agent of like 90% of baseball now. So, he's got to get his big dogs fed, which then trickles down to his little dogs.
They should just have open negotiations at this point. I know it's like legally not possible, but like something like that where it's just Scott Boras versus the MLB. Like that's television.
I'm pulling up the available free agents right now. So still available on the open market. Joey Votto, legend, filming videos of himself in car washes right now.
See, that's a dude, but that's a dude who's just living that MLB lifestyle.
He's 40. Joey Votto's 40.
Joey Votto's 40.
He's a man. He's 40.
He is a man. He is a man.
I mean, he had a pretty solid year with the Diamondbacks last year. 38-year-old Evan Longoria still available. For a while, Hyunjin Ryu was available, but he's going back to, I believe, the KBO or Japanese league. I forget. I apologize. I forget which league, but he's going back overseas to where he started his career. AJ Pollock still available. Brandon Crawford still available. My guy, Gene Segura still available.
Should the Phillies re-sign him? Is that something that you guys would...
After they signed Whit Merrifield, probably not enough roster space for him. I mean, I would love it.
With cheese, baby.
Whiz Wit.
Whiz Wit.
I like Batman still available, who is a phenomenal hitter. He's only 30 years old. Top tier third baseman. Don't know why he's not signed yet. Blake Snell, Jordan Montgomery, your boy Kike Hernandez is narrowing it down to 14. I saw people clowning the article that Ken Rosenthal put out. Said Kike Hernandez narrowing his options down to 4 teams. Someone was like, this man's treating himself like he's LeBron when he's a bench player.
He is, dude. Anyone in that Sox starting lineup last year is just awful. Maybe other than Devers, but like Kiki was at best a utility outfielder.
Yeah.
With a good bat. With a good bat.
Phillies legend David Robertson still available. JD Martinez still available.
Bring him back, dude. Why not? I'd like to bring him back.
Eddie Rosario still available, which is kind of shocking.
Decent.
Brandon Belt still available. The legend, one of my favorite players, Zach Greinke, still available. He's 40. He's a man.
He's old. He is old.
Drew Pomeranz, Michael Lorenzen, still a free agent. Aaron Loop, Dick Mountain, still available at the spry age of almost 44.
It's almost as funny as I want to rolly with a Pomerantz.
He's still available too.
I love it.
Jake Odorizzi still available. CJ Crone, Adam Duvall.
Jake over easy.
David Peralta, I believe, is still available. Tommy Pham still available.
Tommy Pham's good. Tommy Pham is a good arm.
There's still so many free agents out there, and it blows my mind.
Maybe they should have some sort of like not a cutoff, but at least a cutoff to get big money.
Because I mean, like
that's where you make it interesting. Cut off to make money.
Equate it to is like pro soccer, how they have the transfer window, and that's basically
brilliant.
your trade deadlines. Yeah. Like maybe there should be some sort of equivalent to the transfer window in baseball.
Yeah, like they can only make a certain amount, like big name contracts to pay or this amount. Then after that, you can only make a certain amount. Like you can't sign like a massive deal.
Like there's a signing window open from the day the World Series ends to January 1st.
Mm-hmm.
And then it reopens January 8th. So you have a week off. Closed, and then January 8th to end of February, or even maybe January 15th. And there's
the thing with that is you have that
where like you can't talk to players, like those players can't talk to teams, and it's like, hey, you should have signed. Now you got to kind of go back to the drawing board.
Yeah, I like that, and that also gives the networks too something like a show or something to cover and talk about, and then that adds an element to free agency.
When does the free agent window when it opens back up again? Like the PLL kind of does something like this with their free agency. I'm going to pull it up on their website. They do a similar thing with free agency where there's a free agent window that's open for a certain amount of time, and then it closes. And then there's another free agent window like after the draft.
Mm-hmm.
So
I like that.
A little different.
I do like that.
Free agency. This is really cool. So, the deadline. So February 20th at noon Eastern was when the open discussion period begins. So coaches / GMs can contact players whose previous contracts are due to expire. Then on March 4th at 12 Eastern, the first offseason free agency period opens.
Okay.
And then on April 1st at 12:01 a.m. Eastern time, the deadline for players who were not on their club's active roster or played in 30% or more of eligible games to sign with a different club. That's the deadline. So you go from March 4th to April 1st. Then the college draft happens, and the first off-season free agency period closes. And then the college draft happens, and the first off-season waiver period also closes. Then you have the post-college draft. Rosters expand from 25 to 30-man rosters ahead of training camp. And then there's a date to be determined that the second offseason free agency period opens and the waiver period opens. And then May 10th, 2024 at 2 p.m. Eastern time, the free agency period closes again.
See, that keeps things interesting too. It keeps constant. It just keeps things moving. It's
So
not.
like,
There's not
I
a
think
lull.
there's a way to like make that happen in baseball specifically, but you could potentially have that in every sport.
Oh, easily you could. They could make it makeshifted for their sport and whatnot. I mean, yeah, I agree with that.
So let us know in the YouTube comment section if there should be a free agency period window for baseball, because it does feel like every couple of years we get these situations where these big time free agents are just chilling and like we're into spring training games now.
It's nice to see that we're into spring training games.
It is. It's so
is very
nice.
nice.
It's so nice that it's back. But yeah, the Phils, they're on their way. They're on their way to big things. And I can't wait to get back to the ballpark. I think I mentioned this. The season tickies dropped in the app. I'm just chomping at the bit. Chomping at the bit, man.
I'm happy with it.
I love it. Let's shift to the Wells Fargo Center teams, Sixers and the Flyers. It is brought to you by our pals over at Kenwood Beer, the official beer partner of Underground Sports Philadelphia. It's a refreshing light beer, just 4.1% ABV, 120 calories, 8 grams of carbs. Get that Kenny St. Patrick's Day merch, man. It's right around the corner. Don't want to miss out. Get your pint glasses as well, and use the Kenny Finder to see who's got Kenwood beer on tap in the Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, New Jersey, and Maryland areas. Got to be 21 or older to do so, and of course, please drink responsibly. Before we start recording, the Flyers were playing the back half of their weekend doubleheader. They lose in unfortunate fashion to the Pittsburgh Penguins 7-6, and they lost to the Rangers 2-1 on Saturday. Jamie Drysdale gets hurt in this game against the Penguins. Did not look good. He kind of had like a dead arm situation going on. And in 2022, he had a torn labrum. So hopefully it's not the same case there. I hate the Penguins. You hate the Penguins.
I hate
the
Penguins.
It's the one thing that I think unites you to like root for the Flyers is when they play the Penguins.
Yeah, I'll root for anyone who is playing against the Penguins, so it makes it easier when the Flyers are doing it. And I want to see him win. Been nice to talk about a win on the pod tonight.
Would have been nice. Flyers still in third place in the Metropolitan, just behind the Rangers and the Hurricanes. They have 67 points on the year. I forget who it is, but I'm sure you've seen it on Twitter too. You know, like the circle graphs that have all the hockey teams, and then like as it goes more inward, it shows you the percentage of like making the playoffs, winning in the first round.
I've seen them, once or twice. Yeah.
I forget who it is, so I apologize. I saw one today before the Penguins game. The Flyers have a 71.8% chance to make the playoffs.
Over 3/4 is pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
And then I kept zooming in just to see, just to tickle my fancy.
Oh yeah, you want it. You're curious. You're curious.
5% chance to win the cup.
Hey, so you're saying there's a chance?
There's a chance. And that's more than 1%.
Damn right it is.
That's 1%.
5.
It's a lot of percents.
There you go. It's incredible.
I mean, I want nothing more than to have playoff hockey for this company. Because as of right now,
well, you're going to have it with me at least.
We're pretty close to having the 4 fandoms of this company make the playoffs.
See, yeah. Okay, so you got like the Red Wings went from sucking to being good now. I saw them dominate.
Yeah, they're like mid. They are they're 5th place in the Atlantic Division right now.
Yeah, they won like
68 points.
They won like 7-1 on Saturday. It was insane.
Like they're right there. I don't know because it has been so long. How the hockey playoff seeding works.
See, I've never been. I just know the Bruins are in it. I'm just that ignorant Boston sports fan. It's like, oh yeah, hockey playoffs. Bruins are in it.
You get the benefit of being a 1 seed.
Well, hey, dude, that's what happens when you're a Boston Bruins fan. I'm just saying, I hate to tell you. Go, black and go.
Seeding work. Here we go. So the top 3 teams in each division automatically qualify for the playoffs.
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah. Each conference has 2 wild card spots. The top division winner in each conference will play the second wild card team, and the other division winner will play the first wild card team. So that's how it breaks down.
Okay.
So it would be each conference. Okay. So right now, playoffs, top 3 in each division: Bruins, Panthers, Maple Leafs.
Okay.
Rangers, Hurricanes, Flyers. And then I think the wild card teams would be from the Atlantic Division. It would be the Lightning and the Red Wings.
Oh, shit. My light went out.
And he's out like a light.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, sweet. There we go.
So yeah, the wild cards would be the Lightning and the Red Wings. We would have Bruins, Red Wings round 1.
Oh, why does God just love having me watch?
Well, depending on how it shakes out, honestly, because right now the Bruins and the Rangers are tied with 81 points.
Fuck the Rangers. Like, I don't care about the Rangers.
Regardless, we are potentially poised to have you versus DJ or Steve versus DJ round 1.
I'm on DJ's side 100%. I will always root against the guy on the toilet bowl.
It would be
that guy off guard.
We have to have playoff hockey live streams.
Yes, I'm okay with that, dude. I'm sitting down anyway.
Like,
what the fuck?
we
Just
have
throw a camera on me.
Like, we are 110% doing that.
Yeah, just let me, like, dude,
get Dylan in the mix.
Well, yeah, like we need all those streams because I just want to yell at whoever that my team is.
We are totally going to.
None and a boo boo, stick your head in doo doo like that.
Speaking of toilets,
if I face the man who roots for the Rangers, then yeah, he might be doing he might be on the toilet during the watch party.
Yeah, we definitely have to do hockey playoff watch-alongs.
Hey, babe, I ran out of TP. Can you just? No, I can't.
That's why Dude Wipes needs to sponsor us.
This Dude Wipes, like, come on.
Dude Wipes sponsor the hockey streams.
We are just connecting dots. All you need to do is take the other end and connect it. That's all you need.
Connect me it.
I see what you did there.
We need Dude Wipes to sponsor our hockey streams.
I just want Dude Wipes.
You gotta wipe up the mess.
I can't believe I said that alive. I want Dude Wipes so I can wipe my butt. I never thought I would say. I didn't wake up this morning and thought I would say that on the live stream.
Dude,
but
no free ads, but they have like mint wipes. They have menthol wipes. Like,
okay, here's the thing. Now you've now I'm curious.
I tickled your bunghole.
You
Pause.
Go to bed with itchy bum, wake up with stinky finger. You know what I'm saying? Like,
whoa. I am Cornelio. I need wipes for my bunghole.
No, but like, so
I would film a commercial like that.
So you know how like like when you use body wash that has like a mint, but like that, like I forget what it is, but and you can feel it like if you're using the shampoo, whatever. When you're doing that when down their area, like
if Dude Wipe sponsors us, we can figure it out.
Dude, are my farts gonna smell minty fresh? Like, is that kind of how this works? That'd be awesome.
Lint liquor.
That's a top 5 commercial of all time. I don't care who says otherwise.
Yeah, Dude Wipes sponsor us. We'll film a commercial for Dude Wipes.
Yeah, that's the easiest yes of my life.
Yeah, that and the Doritos. Keep your hands off my mama and keep your hands off my Doritos. But yeah, Dude Wipes needs to sponsor our hockey streams. Somebody from Dude Wipes needs to listen to the show.
I think we can make it happen.
And make it happen. But yeah, we are 1000% doing hockey streams. DJ, Steve, Dylan, you've heard it here first. Gear up, boys. Thank Christ I have Dylan on my side.
Yeah, you need someone on your side.
Might even be able to get Mikey in the mix because most of it would be virtual anyway because we're all in different places. Mikey, big fly guy.
Yard of streams. So we have the fantastic yard of streams.
Yeah, hockey streams will be happening for the playoffs this year. Don't you worry. Sixers though get the return of Pat Bev to the Wells Fargo Center and the Belt to Ass tour took to the Sixers asses. They lose 119-98 to Milwaukee. They are the 5 seed still, barely holding on to the 5 seed at 33-24. And I don't know, Pitts. I'm kind of just checked out on basketball right now.
Yeah, I'm wearing the Sixers jersey just to be here in support. But it's Celtics too. I won't even sugarcoat it. Like the Celtics, I know they're good but it's just not the right time. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's because I have WrestleMania on the brain and I'd rather watch old WrestleMania streams.
I mean, at least the Celtics have won 8 in a row and only lost 12 games on the year.
Yeah, like see,
your best player's not out injured.
No, our best player is straight up killing it. So I may be acting like a spoiled Boston sports fan, which you grow up in the environment you grow up in. So maybe that's the case, but basketball doesn't start to me till like playoffs or like a couple weeks before, so that you know who's in the mix and whatnot.
That's normally not the case for me. Normally, like this is around the time when I'm like locked in. But because Embiid is out, we're playing terrible basketball right now.
You guys got killed today.
And we're the 5 seed. Like, what is going to convince me that this team is not going to be another second round exit this year? Nothing.
Hope.
There's no hope for the team this year. Like this season is a wash. Like, and it sucks because Embiid was playing the best basketball of his career. He was on a better MVP trajectory than he was last year. And then Pat Bev on the Pat Bev pod with Roan, shout out, spoke about his comments about how not everyone in Philly wanted to win this year. And everyone was taking it personally, like, oh, the players don't want to shut up, Pat. You're just catering to Bucks fans now. It's like, no. Pat Bev, like, genuinely has love for the city of Philadelphia, and he talked about it, too. Like, he said, Philly is a place I will always come back to no matter what. I have mad love for Philly. And he was talking about how the front office and upper management, not everyone wanted to win. Look at the moves they made at the trade deadline.
Yeah, you don't trade Pat Bev if you want to win. I'm sorry.
That's not even the Pat Bev trade. Like, you trade for Buddy Hield, good player, but then you turn around and blow up your defensive core. You trade Pat Bev, you trade Jaden Springer, Furkan's gone, Marcus Morris is gone, and you kind of just fucked with the chemistry too much, in my opinion.
Biggest thing in all sports is chemistry. And if you fuck that up during a potential championship run, then it's dead in the water and after.
And then Embiid is hurt. He's out until probably the playoffs. And who's to say he's going to be anywhere close to 100% when the playoffs roll around? Because he hasn't played in months. I have no energy to put towards the Sixers right now.
I don't blame you.
It sucks. It shouldn't be that way. But here we are.
Well, get excited for WrestleMania because it's coming to your town.
Well, thank Christ I have the Phillies who are on the horizon as well. And the Flyers are still playing very well, even though they lost 2 games this weekend. What a fight, too, by Nick Deslauriers.
That was an insane fight.
Delorier, yeah. I'm sorry. I mispronounced that. That dude that he fought has just been getting in fights since he made his debut. I think he fought in the Winter Classic, which was his debut.
He did fight in the Winter Classic. Yeah, he's just a scrappy little dude.
Fought against Nicky Boy. And he fought today and got his ass kicked.
Is he just continually getting his ass kicked? Kind of love that.
Which is odd. Like, he's 6'7", 240.
Okay, yeah, let's back that up then. What?
Delorier is 6'1", 220 and kicked his ass.
Yeah, if you're 6'7" and getting your ass kicked.
He's a 6'7" goon getting his fucking teeth kicked in.
Maybe we should be hitting the performance center, working on our punches.
The old YMCA.
YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. I want to hear that this weekend at the wedding. I want to hear that. I want to get crazy to the YMCA.
Holy shit. But yeah, I'm just like, I'm so checked out on the Sixers that like can't even give them energy. I'm more excited that spring training baseball games are on.
Bruv.
Dude, I was locked in for Phillies Yankees today.
You know what? Good for you, though. Honestly, I applaud you. At least you're locked into something.
Dialed in for spring training baseball, game number 2.
That's how you
over
know it's gonna be a good season. If you're
mid-season
locked
NBA
in,
basketball.
nah. If you're already locked in, game 2 of spring training. That's
I'm
how I
dialed.
feel. It's gonna be a
I'm
good
dialed.
season.
I am going to have so much Phillies content coming to you guys from me personally and on this show. It's going to be ridiculous. You don't know what is going to happen.
Oh, I'm excited to find out.
We're
Very
planning some big things for the London series too.
Oh, some tea and crumpets.
Potentially trying to get Stevie Mac down here and finding a place in Philly to do a live watch party situation.
Well, you gotta have scones.
It's Philly's Mets.
You gotta have scones
London
if you're gonna
series.
do it.
We got to find a place. So if anybody wants to recommend a spot for us that you think would be down. Also, speaking of places, I'm going to pull this place up because tell me this would not be an unreal place for us to host a live show for Underground Sports Philadelphia.
Are you showing me?
I'm gonna pull it up here. Give me just 1 second. For if you're not watching on YouTube, I highly recommend watching.
Well, that's why you gotta watch and subscribe and hit that bell. Ring the bell. You guys already do it in Philly, anyways.
Look at this. The Tattooed Mom is the name of this place.
Love me some tattooed moms.
Look at how cool this spot is.
That's pretty cool.
Like, we could do some awesome shit here.
Easily. Oh, easily could.
Like, that is our vibe.
That's vibe 100%. Pool? I love me a good pool table.
And it's all graffitied and sticker slapped. And, like, we need to do a live show here. It's on South Street.
Oh, come on. We got to make it happen.
Tattooed Mom live show needs to happen at some point. Maybe that's the live show for London series. Who knows? That'd be kind of sweet.
Pretty cool.
Kind of sweet.
It'd be kind of cool.
But yeah, that's a spot that I want to go to for a live show. We were watching some stuff because you fell asleep last night, but we were I was catching you up to speed. Philly's own Shane Gillis hosted Saturday Night Live on Saturday. Obviously, but
so funny.
Obviously,
so funny.
Shane was hired by SNL back in 2019, promptly fired about 5 days later. And as he said, don't Google that. It was so cool seeing, like, Shane Gillis is one of the funniest humans on the planet right now. And I think one thing that, like, there's a difference between, like, abrasive and harsh comedy, quote unquote, on comedy there, where, like, you can tell people are, like, trying to make a, like, statement about whatever they're, and then there is, like, funny, and Shane is funny. And if you're missing out on that, like, I don't know what to tell you. And I think stand-up comedy has made its way back in a lot of ways. Shane was laugh out loud hilarious on SNL. His monologue was so funny. The fact that the members of the band behind him were not laughing made some of his jokes that much funnier. And I thought he crushed it in every sketch he was in. Even the ones that didn't make it. There was one that I didn't get to show you that he was the Liberty Mutual guy.
Oh my God, that's so funny. I'll look that up after.
But yeah, shout out to Shane Gillis, man. He is truly one of, like, the best stand-ups out there right now. And the fact that he got to host SNL, you could tell he was still his authentic self, and he crushed it across the board in every single sketch.
He's just a common man's comedian at this point. Like, he's just a dude. Like, he's not trying to be offensive. He's not trying to, like, make a statement of what he's saying. He's just trying to get laughs and trying to make people, try to do funny things. And you can easily tell that. And the way his delivery and how he, goes about it, like, it's very just you talking with the boys.
Mm-hmm.
And just you, like, you're not perfectly, pronouncing everything, and delivery is perfect. It's like, oh, there's a little of this. Like, it's just, it feels more authentic where I feel like a lot of people would have the opposite opinion, but their opinion is not really valid because they're the same people who say that. So,
But yeah, shout out to Shane. I know we are way too small for Shane Gillis to come on this podcast right now, but man,
well, at some point he will.
he would be I mean, he's Bang Bang Bird Gang, Bang Bang Phil's gang. But it was cool seeing somebody from Philly too. Like,
Oh yeah, to host SNL. It's a big thing. We were already talking about it. How you want to do it? Or no? Would you take the vote?
SNL
Would you take
all day.
Okay.
All day.
I think I take the vote still.
Yeah, let us know some more hypotheticals too in the YouTube comment section. But yeah, it was really cool seeing Shane. Like, so many funny sketches. He's just so laugh out loud funny, and it's cool that he's from Philly. So shout out to Shane Gillis, one hell of a job, brother. And it was cool seeing all the stand-ups too, like posting about it, where like a lot of these stand-up comedians I feel like would never get asked to host SNL at this point in their careers. Like seeing Bert Kreischer post about Shane and like
That's
how
pretty
stoked
cool.
he was like for Shane to be hosting, and like all these other comedians that Shane is friends with and works with posting about, you know, their excitement for him was super cool. And I know Shane had his partner in crime from his sketch comedy show, you know, writing on SNL this week with him. So he got like the week on SNL as well as a writer, which was really cool. Matt McCusker was writing. I think Keeves from Gillian Keeves was there. So
sweet.
They did a really great job. And good on SNL for letting Shane host.
Yeah, that's a good move. That was a really good move by them. Because just like you got to know when you screw up or when you know the iron's hot. That's an iron hot move.
Yeah, they did it. It was an awesome job. It was one of the funnier episodes of SNL I can remember in a long time.
Dude, every sketch you showed me, I was dying.
We were pissing our pants.
I was so funny.
My dad said Shane's monologue was one of the best he's seen in the last 20 years.
Yeah, that was just one of the.
It was great.
It didn't feel like a monologue. Yeah,
No.
It didn't feel like he was doing an SNL monologue. I was waiting for that moment where all right, it's the monologue time, but it just felt like he was just going out there to introduce himself.
Yeah.
And then a little bit into the show. Like, it didn't seem like he was trying too hard with it.
Yeah, so shout out to Shane. Open invite to come on the show anytime you want, brother.
That'd be awesome.
Some quick hits here. Philadelphia Union Pitsy, they won their first leg of the CONCACAF Champions Cup on Tuesday, 3-2 against Deportivo Saprissa. They have leg 2 on Tuesday coming up, this time at Subaru Park. And in their first game of the season, I want to say. Yeah, first game of the season was on Saturday. They came to a 2-2 draw against Chicago Fire. Not the TV show.
Not bad.
But yeah, they scored late in the game to tie it up and come to a draw. First point of the season. Their next regular season match is on Saturday, March 2nd, at Kansas City at Sporting KC. But they're also in the CONCACAF Champions Cup for as long as they keep winning. So they have that going on as well as the regular season. They're back home Saturday, March 9th against Seattle at 7:30 p.m. I know I made it a point last year. I was trying to figure out, but it just never came to it. I'm putting it out here right now as we record this, as you're watching this on February 26, 2024. We're going to make it to a Philadelphia Union game this year. I've never been to a Union game. It's the only team I haven't gone to a game for yet in the city. We are going to make it to a Philadelphia Union game in 2024.
Needs to happen. I think you're right.
To do a parking lot podcast from Subaru Park. It's funny that I've been to Subaru Park 4 times, 3 times to cover a championship, and 1 as a semifinal. Been in the press box at Subaru Park, been in the press conference rooms, but it has not been for the Union.
That's crazy. That is
all
actually
been
a wild
PLL.
thing. That's wild.
I've watched teams win championships in that stadium, but nothing with the Union.
Nothing with the Union. Well, maybe that needs to change. I think that needs to change.
I think it does. We got to figure out. Philadelphia Union, reach out to me. I'd love to come through, have the boys out. Let's make it happen. We should look at When are you in town again from?
Week after Easter and Caesar Chavez Day.
Damn. I was gonna see if there was like a day union game or something. Let's actually see when you're here if there's any games going on. Because Pitsy's gonna be in studio in like a month.
Oh, it's crazy. I'm excited.
So you're here what, April 2nd to
Yeah, I'm buying my ticket on Wednesday.
2nd to the 9th?
2nd to the 8th or something, yeah.
Of course the Sixers have a game on the 9th.
Mm.
Oh, Sixers are home on April 2nd.
I'd go.
Sixers
April
are home on
2nd.
April 2nd.
I think I'd get there that day, yeah.
It's a 7:30 tip-off. And
We could be going to the Wells Fargo for a Sixers game.
Flyers are not home when you're here.
Oof.
But April 2nd could be playing basketball. Basketball.
Yeah, to the beach, y'all. I love that
Sixers Thunder, April 2nd. Pitsy in town.
I have both those. No, I'm in. I'm all in.
Could be rocking that jersey you're wearing right now.
That's what I'm saying. We're just manifesting our own destiny, man.
We might have to look into that.
Yeah, because I'm probably gonna get there that day. So
we can make that happen.
Easily can make that happen.
Last bit of news here brought to you by our pals over at the PLL app. That's right, guys. The PLL app, our code is still active in that bad boy. Download the PLL app and go to the redeem code section. And when you go to that section, type in OTB pod in the PLL app to redeem 500 XP from our friends at the PLL. They are the best. Download the PLL app. Use code OTBPOD for 500 XP in the PLL app. The PLL app is your one-stop shop for everything with the Premier Lacrosse League, and more specifically, Philly fans, the Waterdogs. You can follow along with news, notes, players, track everything you need when it comes to the Waterdogs or your favorite PLL team in the PLL app. Download that bad boy in the App Store, Google Play Store, and redeem code OTBPOD for 500 XP in the PLL app. Pitsy, I broke news this week.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Broke news. Friend of the program, friend of the network, Eli Gobrecht re-signs with the Waterdogs, signed an extension through 2025. He's staying put, staying in town, and only one major free agent left for the Waterdogs, and that is goalie Dylan Ward, which is nice. Going into the free agent period, only one name on the list left that's kind of a must sign. Feeling good about the Dogs.
Think they'll get the deal done?
I think Dylan Ward will be back. I have a good hunch that he'll be back for at least one more year. But it's nice. They re-signed Liam Burns, re-signed Eli Gobrecht. Your boy broke that news. You're welcome. You heard it here first. In the next week or so, probably when free agency starts, head coach Andy Copeland going to be on the pod.
Hey, let's go.
Go.
Let's fucking go. That's awesome. That's good news.
So stoked about that. I mean, Waterdogs are looking good. I'm excited about them being here. They are Philadelphia's team for sure. And, the fact that they locked down two core members of that defense with Eli and Liam Burns is huge. And Liam not only has ties from playing for the Philadelphia Barrage in 2020, but he's played 2 stints with the Philadelphia Wings indoor. So he knows Philly. It's good to have him back, your defensive captain. Eli has Philadelphia ties in a personal level. Grew up a Flyers fan, grew up going to Flyers games. So I'm sure him playing in Philly is going to be super special for him. But I'm telling you, man, if you're a Philadelphia sports fan, embrace this team because they are going to be so much fun to watch. They embody the city to a T, and you are not going to want to miss homecoming weekend for the Philadelphia Waterdogs, June 14th to the 16th at Villanova, playing on the main line over there. over there up the V Nova Nation, bro. It's going to be an absolute doozy. And, there may or may not be a live OTB on site.
Oh, what? What?
Wide.
That's some breaking news.
It
Could be.
is. It
It's
is breaking news. We are working with the PLL closely to have live OTB on site in Philly, week 3 of the PLL regular season.
Make it happen.
I'm just saying, you could have a live OTB with not only me and Deej, potentially Big Dom. I'm not talking to Sandra. I'm talking Dom Ponteri in the building, the OG co-host with your boy.
Come on. Come on. Fish in a barrel.
We're making things happen, boys.
We like making moves.
But yeah, the Waterdogs, 2 big signings, 1 left to go. I'm excited. I hope Dylan Ward resigns. But if he decides to go elsewhere, I think Matt DeLuca more than proved that he is a starting goalie in the PLL during the Champ Series and would be perfectly suited for the starting goalie role for the Waterdogs. But I think Dylan Ward will get re-signed. This is no knowledge by me. This is just pure speculation.
Comment there, Rappaport.
But I think Andy Copeland wants him here. I think Matt DeLuca wants him here for at least another year. So I think Dylan Ward will get re-signed. It's just a matter of when, not how. Because I think, they're in constant communication with each other. And I think Dylan Ward likes playing for Copeland. I think Matt DeLuca likes having him in the goalie room together with him. So I think Dylan Ward will be back.
Good. I hope he comes back.
Same.
I want to meet this
great.
guy.
But that's all we got for you guys on this episode. Make sure you're following us on the socials at Underground PHI, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Facebook.com/Underground Sports PHI, Twitch.tv/Underground Sports PHI, because coming up this week, you're not going to miss the socials. We got a fun video coming out featuring me, Pitts, Stevie Mack,
He's in it.
Deej.
He's in it.
You're not going to want to miss it.
You don't
Just
want
saying. Some fun stuff on the horizon as the calendar turns to March.
Wink, wink. She gets
Follow
crazy.
us on the social. It's a little maid.
It's a little maid. He's a little maid out there.
So follow us on the socials at Underground PHI across the board. Facebook.com/Underground Sports PHI. Follow Pitsy on Twitter at Pat_Pitts and at Pitsy35 on Instagram and Threads. Follow me at KBIZZL311 and KBIZZLE11 on Instagram and Threads. Subscribe to the podcast feed, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts in audio form. Leave a 5-star rating and review. Subscribe. It really does help us, continue growing, helps us hit new milestones, lets us show off the dude wipes potentially that, we're doing numbies, and lets us, continue to do more dope stuff with and for you guys. And of course, subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel, youtube.com/@Underground Sports Philadelphia. It's where you get full video episodes of this show twice a week, full video episodes of every show on our network, clips, shorts, live streams, original video content. Pitsy, we have gained a subscriber since the beginning of the recording. We're at 745 subscribers now. Keep on subscribing. YouTube.com/@Underground Sports Philadelphia. Get your merch, phiapparel.co, code Underground for 10% off your order. And of course, the show is presented by the City of Vineland. And whether you're a company looking to expand, relocate, or you're a new business startup, selecting the right location is critical to your success. Vineland, New Jersey offers both an affordable business location and an excellent quality of life. The city's economic development department is a one-stop source for moving your project through the development and approval process. And their goal is to make this process as smooth as possible and to provide the fastest turnaround times in the region. If you're considering potential locations for your operation, contact the Vineland Economic Development Team at 856-794-4100. That's 856-794-4100. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season. And big thank you to Security 21 Security Systems and Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated for their continued support of this podcast. This has been episode number 615 of Underground Sports Philadelphia. For Pitsy, I'm KB. We'll catch you guys sometime this week. We got a segment with Stevie Mac coming up on the episode coming up this week. It'll either be recorded on Tuesday and put out on later in the week, or it will be live. We'll let you guys know. That's why you got to follow us on the socials, because I am in Tech Week and opening week for the musical I'm working on. Shout out to Buna. Go see Matilda if you're in the area. But we'll let you know, and hopefully by the time you're listening to this, we're all caught up to speed, and all of our episodes that have been a little backlogged are back up. But until then, we're getting the heck up out of here. We're signing off.